Good morning, Huskies. It's time for the next Bailey's Weekly Student Update for Monday, February 2nd, 2015. Important events this week. This week's begins the time when the U.S. celebrates Black History Month. Today is Groundhog Day, so cross your fingers that we will not have 6 more weeks of winter. Also, iStep Plus testing is coming soon. We have about 20 school days, and I'll be talking about this soon over the next few weeks, but there are 2 unhealthy ways to approach iStep tests. One is not caring at all and not trying, which isn't a good thing because you need to be able to demonstrate what you know and what you learned throughout the year. But the other way is kind of the opposite, which is to get so stressed out about it and so controlled by it that you really can't function very well because of the stress. And all that we're asking you to do, and that comes up here in the next 4 weeks, is for you to relax, get plenty of rest, and do your absolute best. If you can do your best, focus, take your time, and just use up the time that you have to double check your work and really demonstrate what you know, that's all that we can ask of you. And that's really the best way to approach it. And like I said, I'll be speaking with you more about iStep as it gets closer. A couple health tips. Again, be sure you're regularly washing your hands with soap. Count to 20, or they say you can sing happy birthday twice, and that's a good way of scrubbing your hands. Use paper towel or your elbow to turn off the faucet. Don't go ahead and touch the faucet after you've cleaned your hands because it's pretty dirty as well. The second thing is get plenty of rest. Sleeping well at night makes an enormous difference in the way that you feel emotionally and physically the next day. And just when it gets late at night, watch your caffeine and sugar intake. Drinking carbonated beverages and all those things late at night is not good. So just make sure you're taking care of yourself and getting to bed in plenty of time so you can get up in the morning and come to school ready to work and have a good day. Computer tips. First of all, make sure you think before you post or message someone. We've been getting some alerts through My Big Campus and just finding some conversations and things that we just need to really think twice before we're posting. So digital communication is forever, and even when you delete it, a lot of times it stays. And so ask yourself before you hit send if what you're sending is positive and constructive. So it's just like a conversation we have with each other face to face. It's important that it's positive and that it's helpful and not destructive or demeaning. So read it before you send it. Double check it, not only grammatically and make sure it says what you're supposed to, but you should ask yourself, how am I feeling as I'm sending this? And if you're upset, but whether you're sad or like maybe just a little depressed, or maybe you're really angry or frustrated, it's best that you read it before you send it. And maybe if you feel that way, I would recommend waiting till the next morning before sending that message. Also, get help. If your laptop isn't working properly, get help immediately. Okay, like I said, iStep testing, even though it's not on the computers in 4 weeks, it'll be here before you know it after that, and I want to make sure you have a working computer that's doing a good job. Plus, you just want to make sure your computer works. One thing that's kind of been coming up lately has been locker safety and security. I've been noticing some habits that are not really appropriate for your locker, and I know for some of you this is the first time you've had lockers, and others maybe last year or the last couple years is the first time you've had them and you just started on some bad practices. So I want to share 4 things. First of all, do not share your locker with anyone. That is not a good thing to do. So do not share your locker. Do not give your combination to anyone else so that no one else has access to your locker. Do not leave your locker unlocked. So I've noticed several lockers that when I walk by I can just pull them open because they're not locked. And keep your locker clean and organized so that you can find the things that you're looking for and it's not jamming and falling out when you open the locker door. So thought for the day, like I said, the U.S. is getting ready to celebrate Black History Month, and wanted to highlight someone who I know that you've heard of before, but just very courageous in the way that she approached just a very average situation, but the way that she approached it was so courageous that it sparked really an entire movement for equality in our country. And so it just shows you that making a little decision that's right every single day can really make a powerful difference. And so Rosa Parks is the one we want to celebrate today for this week. And thought for today that she shared was, I had no idea that history was being made. I was just tired of giving in. And the situation was in 1955 in Montgomery, Alabama. She was sitting on a bus. She was sitting in the front of the black section of the bus, which was in the back, and the bus was full. And so the bus driver asked for black Americans to get up and stand in the back so that the white Americans who got on the bus could sit in that seat. And 3 of the people who were sitting next to her got up and stood in the back, but she refused. And she just said she was tired of giving in, and wasn't that she was tired. She was just tired of being pushed around like that. And so the simple decision to sit in a seat and refuse to give in to what the driver wanted her to do sparked a movement that led to a very strong civil rights movement, the rise of the leadership of Martin Luther King Jr., and the bus protests where black Americans were not riding the buses in Alabama and other places, and just really caused eventually some major decisions to be made at the Supreme Court. So the simple choice by just an ordinary person who did something courageous made an enormous difference. And so really all of us have that opportunity every day to make those types of choices to do what's right. No one may ever see them or may not start a movement, but you never know. It's always the right time to do what's right. And so for this month, let's honor Black History Month by just looking for different people who made a significant difference, who maybe in the past have been overlooked, or and then really emphasize and celebrate those contributions to our culture, to our society, to our country, and just to humanity. Take care and have a great week. Go Huskies.